The following podcast may contain adult language and an abundance of salt. So strap in, nerds, because we're talking about horror sequels that go to Space Week. And in this episode, we are discussing Critters 4. Hey everyone, how's it going? Matthew Kadish here, the belabored producer of the Salty Nerd podcast, filling in for Alex, who has this weird thing about spending time with his family. But regardless, I am here with an expert panel of nerds, starting with my lovely lady herself, Jude. Jude, how you doing?
Hello.
This was your idea.
No, it is not. I feel
this
like
has your stink all over.
I feel like I had an idea and then Kadish twisted it until it did not resemble my idea.
What was your original idea?
I believe I said I wanted to do horror movies in space, and then Kadish said we should do sequels in space, and it became this.
You see, there's a big difference there because horror movies in space, aliens, there's so many good ones.
Well, I wanted to keep it kind of campy horror because that's my thing. So I believe
So
that
you opened the door for
I believe
this.
that, yeah, I did. I believe that I did mention Critters, and then he jumped onto it with.
Well, no, we literally Googled horror movies in space, and these were the only ones that we could really find. Anyway, sitting in for Matt Vader 74 is Conspiracy Tom. How you doing, buddy?
If I could go the rest of my life and not watch Leprechaun 4, I would be a happy camper.
Act like you're into it.
I'm super into it. I got my shirt on.
No,
I love that shirt.
You gotta
support.
You gotta roll your arms.
I support
Like
the
Do your
current
arm
thing.
circles. Act like you're into it.
And filling in for Alex is Brian from the Popcast. How you doing, buddy?
Not as attractive, but with a better beard.
So what did you think of this week's theme?
Oh, it was phenomenal. I enjoyed every minute of it. Let me tell you something. When Warwick Davis, that's his name?
Yeah.
When he pulled out that lightsaber, I got hard, like just diamond hard.
This is going to be the fucking worst day of my life, isn't it?
Well, we're not talking about that movie quite yet. We're talking
my
about
bad.
Critters 4
Oh, Critters.
in this episode.
Surprisingly, Angela Bassett like really tried this movie, which
Yeah.
was so off-putting because you're like,
So did Brad Dourif.
yeah, they're all trying really hard.
Playing
And like
Albert.
Albert. in the future, it's Al, last name Bert. That's hilarious to me.
But they all call him Albert all the time, which is weird.
Was it weird that the AI was named Angela? Is that weird?
Yes.
Well,
Her name's Angela Bassett and the AI's Angela?
Well, it was also weird that the AI basically only responded to reverse psychology.
Yeah.
It only had 50% logic, so...
But when we get back, we will go heavy into Critters 4. So stay tuned.
Let's go.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Salty Nerd Podcast. And if you have a second, please go check out saltynerdstore.com where we have all types of apparel available. We have a lot of fun making t-shirts. And in fact, Brian, you are the one who runs our t-shirt store. So you want to tell everyone what they can get there?
You can get all kinds of awesome stuff. I don't remember the exact designs,
There's some right there.
but one says stay salty. One says original Scream Queen and 80s tits, I believe.
And you can also get this one I'm wearing, the
Salty.
the Salty Sega
There's
t-shirt.
one. My favorite one is the actual salt girl pouring out the salt behind her.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. So if you go to saltynerdstore.com and type in the coupon code SALTY, you get 10% off any purchase you make. And all that stuff goes towards supporting the podcast. So if you guys just want to get some cool swag, some nerdy movie t-shirts, and also support our show, that's the way to do it. So head on over there right now, type in SALTY and get some cool swag. And if you send us a picture, we will show it on our social media. So we always like to promote the people who wear our swag. So
I'll show it on my social media too, just for
Yes.
fun.
Just for fun.
Unless you don't want us to.
All right. So Critters 4, Jude, take it away. What
All
is
right.
this all about?
1992, Critters 4, rated PG-13 with a runtime of 1 hour 27 minutes. This had a budget of $2 million, which is the same budget as the original movie. I'm going to go with Brian first. What do you think this brought in?
$35.73.
Fair enough. Just
Not 35 million, just $35.
$35. I believe one person took his then hopeful girlfriend to the theater to forget that they were actually watching a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what happened. And then date rape occurred. He went to jail. It's a whole thing.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
I'm just saying.
Don't do the critters like that.
Tom, what do you think this brought in?
They're campy. Was it a theatrical release? That's my first question.
It was. I think it was direct DVD, right? No, not DVD, video.
I think it did have a theatrical release.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say 4 million.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it made enough money to make more sequels because they made more sequels.
I will say that this week's theme, all of the numbers were really hard to find, and they're all kind of wacky.
I bet.
But according to Wikipedia, this made $13 million.
That sounds about right.
Brian's shocked.
Fuck am I doing? Why am I doing YouTube? Oh man, are you joking? $13 million?
That's what the internet said.
Which was the budget for Jason X. I can't wait to see what that made.
You mean it almost made as much as Moonfall? Moonfall made $19 million.
It made $13 million.
Yeah, I can believe it. It's a franchise. People like it. I like Critters.
Yeah, me too. And I think that that's it because the first one made $13 million too. So I think the same people are just like, yeah, I'll watch another one of those.
Critters 1 and 2 are fantastic, campy horror movies. Both of them.
And 3 has Leonardo DiCaprio in it.
No shit. And this one has Angela Bassett's ass and side tit.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Who is going to the theater to? Okay.
Honestly, I would. Had I known that this was in the theater, I would have gone to see this.
Yeah, Kay just saw Sucker Punch in the theater. And we all know how he feels about Zack Snyder.
Exactly. I mean, I think Critters 4 is on the level of most Zack Snyder movies.
Oh,
so.
jeez. That's not...
I mean, the CGI was fantastic. The characters were believable.
Yeah.
Bro, there were barely any critters in this movie.
Do you want the synopsis
are you joking
first
right
before
now?
we get into it?
Okay, sorry.
Yes, we do.
All right.
Yes, we do.
For space reasons, it's illegal to wipe out the last 2 Krites in the universe. So Charlie puts them on a courier pod and then accidentally gets locked inside and frozen with them for half a century. When Angela Bassett finds him, her creepy ship captain breaks open the door of the carrier, releasing the Krites, who immediately kill him and start repopulating their species. With the captain dead, the crew has no way to communicate with the ship. So for the rest of the movie, they play reverse psychology with her while the Krites hunt them down. When Ugg, the Johnny Steele bounty hunter of Power of the Night fame, rendezvous with them to take possession of the eggs, it turns out he's evil now. And what remains of the crew has to survive more than just those man-eating hairballs. Discuss.
Okay, real quick. I'm pretty sure it was 50 years, not 500 years.
It's 50 years. Is what I think is what it said.
Yeah, it's 50 years.
Yeah, what did I say? I said half a century, right?
I'm sorry. I'm dumb. That's my only excuse.
Did I say it wrong?
No, you said it correctly.
Okay.
For some reason, I thought you said a century.
Yeah, he thought a century was a millennium.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay.
The thing is,
Math. It's so hard.
50 years, and the guy didn't look any younger. He was still alive.
Which guy?
The guy that got trapped in the ship,
Well,
Charlie.
he was
frozen.
He was
cryogenically frozen. Yeah.
Cryogenic
frozen.
freezing is a common theme in the movies we saw this week, if you didn't notice.
It's the only way to justify them not aging.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will justify that.
Is he basically Forrest Gump? That's what I'm thinking. Is he Forrest Gump?
So he's definitely mentally challenged.
He's like idiot savanting his way through Crite.
Well, he was kind of a drunk in the first
Yeah,
one.
if anyone's watched our review of the original Critters, they'll know that this is a character who was kind of like the disabled farmhand, like the slow farmhand in the first movie with
Lenny,
Scott
about the
Grimes.
rabbits.
Yeah. So he was like Scott Grimes' best friend in the first movie, and one of the shape-shifting bounty hunters takes on his visage at a certain point, and that freaks him out. And I guess eventually he becomes one of the bounty hunters, which is where this movie kind of starts off. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I actually kind of enjoyed this movie.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
I was upset that they made Ugg a bad guy.
Yeah. So it's just been established that he wasn't a bad guy, so now he is a bad guy. I don't get that.
Well, but no, he was corporate now.
What about the drastic lack of critters? They were
They didn't have the budget for critters.
There's only 2 left in the universe.
they had
man.
the budget for space stuff, but not critters.
Actually, they didn't have the budget for space stuff. So here's a funny thing.
They reused a lot of footage from other shit.
Yeah, so basically, the guy who produced this movie, he produced a different movie called Android from 1982, and so most of the special effects in space were taken from that movie because the producer had the rights to them, and they just reused the space scenes from Android in Critters 4.
Okay, so how do you go? Okay, studio, I want to make Critters 4, and the studio goes, okay, go ahead and make it, but we're not going to give you enough money to actually make Critters, to actually have Critters, because I liked the first movie when I was young, but this movie
I don't think critters were the expensive part.
There was a severe lack of critters this movie. I think you saw like 2 full-grown critters the entire time.
And you don't even see them until like half an hour into the movie.
Well,
Right.
The funny thing about this, and I think that the budget is a little bit misleading. How much was the budget again?
$2 million.
$2 million. So they shot Critters 3 and 4 at the exact same time.
Right. Yeah.
And so like I'm wondering if the budget was split between those two. So like each movie was like $1 million each or something like that.
Oh, you think?
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
And the studio collecting a cool $12 million every time.
Something like that, yeah.
Why are we doing YouTube, man?
We should be making monster movies.
So Angela Bassett was awesome. The guy that wasn't the Chucky, the guy that played Chucky in there too?
Yeah.
Brad Dourif.
Okay,
Wait,
I see.
Chucky
That's
as in Chucky?
No. What's his name?
As in Chucky?
Not Chucky.
Not Chucky.
Not the doll Chucky.
No, he's like horror. He's a horror royalty, right? Like,
Yeah. He's in Chucky. He doesn't play Chucky.
and they really work. They act their asses off the entire time.
Yeah, so like Brad, it was funny when we were watching this movie, I turned to Jude and I was like, Brad Dourif and Angela Bassett are way too good for this movie.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because they're actually delivering like a really good performance, especially Brad Dourif. Like he's taking the role kind of seriously. Like he plays.
And they did him dirty in the end.
Yeah, like he plays Albert, who's like kind of like the
Albert.
Albert. He's kind of like the ship's technician, and he's the guy who like does all the computer stuff.
He figures out that whole reverse psychology thing.
Yeah, he does. But like every time he's on screen, it's like he's acting his butt off, and you're like, wow, he's really good at what's he doing in this movie.
Yeah. I thought the same about him and Angela Bassett. I hated the computer thing. It was so distracting. Why would they do that reverse psychology? It's so
For
dumb.
laughs.
Why would they do a lot of things they did in this movie?
It wasn't even funny though. It was just dumb.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Yeah.
My favorite scene, if I can talk about my favorite scene,
Absolutely.
we jumped right to it, is the trash compactor scene
Oh,
from
this
Star Wars.
movie
Oh, from
is
Star Wars.
so
Because
Star Wars.
Star Wars,
it was literally the exact same scene
Same one.
with like soupy garbage and like they can't figure it out. And I'm like,
Right.
this is the exact same scene.
It was literally Star Wars.
And we get,
I love it so much.
We get the UGG hologram, which was like just like
Princess
the Princess
Leia.
Leia
Yeah.
thing.
Very much. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, this movie was basically Star Wars.
In the worst possible way.
for sure.
Yeah, it was all
Sure.
it was like,
This is like a Disney Star Wars
I'm gonna get a lot of
sequel.
hate on the internet for saying that.
yeah, the captain was just like
No,
stereotypically an ass.
Honestly, I can talk about the captain for like the entire length of this conversation.
You like the captain?
Captain
Okay,
Rick.
first of all, he's the captain, right? He's in charge. He's like the salvage guy.
Why
Like,
the fuck is he in charge?
why is he insane?
Yeah,
why is
he's
he
nuts.
Why is he a goddamn idiot? Why does nobody believe in anything he's thinking?
Right.
Why is he in charge?
He's the
He's
worst
also
captain.
very rapey, isn't he?
He's so
Dude.
rapey.
Such a creep.
Dude,
Yeah,
for half
the
his-
government offers him like a ton of money. He's like, you know what? I think I can hawk it for more.
and they're all like, "Are you out of your goddamn mind?"
Yeah, I did. What the fuck, bro? Yeah, kill that dude. Get him off the ship, and someone take that chair.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so since you brought that up, okay, so UGG's in charge of the galactic something now.
The galactic savior of the species.
It's been like 50
the
years.
Yeah.
endangered
Like,
alien species
But-
program.
Yeah, but he was a bounty hunter.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
understand that.
And now he's like the CEO, I guess, of some intergalactic corporation.
Right.
Which these Earthlings who's never been to Earth are communicating. What the hell happened in
Yeah,
50
My-
years?
Okay, so my head canon is because
Head
like,
cannon?
Yeah.
That's a t-shirt.
It's a cannon giving head.
Yeah. Or a hat. Ooh, it's a trucker hat.
Anyway.
It says head cannon.
So what I want to believe is because UGG is a completely different character.
Yeah, he's not the same person.
Is that a different
No.
alien adopted the visage of
He knows Charlie.
to trick
Ooh.
Charlie?
He knows Charlie. He says, Charlie, things change.
Yeah.
He knows him.
What? Yeah, he did. He said that. But what if the original UGG actually borrowed that guy's form, and you don't even know what the UGG's real form is?
What if it was the actual guy from the band?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
now he's just fucking crazy.
It's actually Johnny Steele.
It's actually Johnny Steele.
I think you guys underestimate the power of the night song. the
Power
fan
of
base.
the
Yeah.
night, streets are
Song.
calling.
Yeah, like that went intergalactic, and
Yeah.
that catapulted UGG into the
That's
top,
what it was.
top ranks
Yeah.
of power. Yeah.
Wasn't like the foundation of like a big part of the first 3 movies was like their relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, so him changing on a
Whose relationship?
Ugg
Charlie and Ugg.
Yeah, Charlie and Ugg.
Yeah.
So Ugg changing completely in this movie, like, it's not just distracting, but it's almost like
it upset a lot of longtime Critters fans.
Right. It doesn't make any sense. And then they kill him.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait.
It's like
what?
Luke Skywalker trying to murder Ben Solo.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, I'm not even a longtime Critter fan, but I remember seeing the first couple movies.
Ben Solo.
Yes, Ben Solo.
Oh yeah, it's like Luke Skywalker. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. It's like Luke Skywalker killing Ben Solo. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not even a Critters fan, but I remember watching the first couple and enjoying it, and then seeing this and being like, wait a minute, did I miss something? Was he a bad guy? I have to go back now?
No, it's just came out of nowhere.
You know what we needed? We needed a scroll at the beginning, which bridged the gap of the 50 years. Just scroll
And by
me
the
some
way,
nonsense.
Ugg's evil now.
Yeah, and then Ugg's in charge of this corporation. Oh, fine. Okay, thank you very much.
Ugg has a debilitating, a horrible alcoholic problem, and he is now at the behest of the galactic government.
Space booze.
Space booze. Now, he owes the space mob a lot of money.
Did you guys think it was weird that like humanity came so far in terms of technology in just 50 years?
That's what I mean. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I love that sci-fi trope where it's like 30 years from now, and they're like, "Yeah, we haven't even been to Earth. That's how fucking spacey we are."
Earth is gross. Nobody goes there
Ew,
anymore.
you nerd! You like ground? Ugh.
Dude, it's so funny. Like in the 80s and 90s, they did that a lot. It's like, oh yeah, in 2023, you're all going to be driving flying cars.
So when this movie came out, it was 1992, right? So like basically in 50 years, it's 2042, and it's like we're
an intergalactic species.
Yeah. We've got like space stations, we've got like space salvagers, like people running around with their own spaceships, artificial gravity, all this stuff.
Meanwhile, my Jeep is literally from 1992.
Yeah, the technology. I mean, this is 50. So like 50 years. So we're talking like World War II to now. And then from now until 50 years in the future. And they're like intergalactic alien conversation. Oh, aliens? Ah, yeah. We deal with aliens all the fucking time. It's not a big deal.
Remember in Back to the Future, when he goes to the future, it's 2016? And you remember how crazy advanced that was?
Yeah.
That was literally, he was literally saying in 30 years, like cars are going to be flying. There's going to be no sickness.
Do you remember in 202016 how pissed off everybody was?
Oh, yeah. And it's on my birthday, too. He goes to my birthday in 2016.
Cars.
Is that right?
So when I was in 2016, my wife did this big Back to the Future thing, and everyone just got plastered.
They got you an almanac from 1982. You're like, here you go, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, what's the trope on that, though? It's like, because the difference of Back to the Future 1 is like 20 years. So it's like now it's like literally going back to like 2002.
No, it was
right.
No. It was 1980.
1985.
1985.
And they went to 65.
55.
No, it went back to
55 or 65.
55.
55, and then they went forward to 2016.
Right.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure. What was the time? So it's 30 years.
So it would have been like 30 something years, right?
So it's like going back to 1992.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which is quite a different fucking world.
And that's science math.
Yeah, that's time travel math.
Yeah. So
in 1992, I was a stud, and everyone wanted me.
Did they?
No.
So wait, they're still making Critters movies though, right? Like,
no.
Well, no, I just saw
a recent one.
Yeah,
I just saw a web series.
Came out.
I saw like a web series.
So there's a web series, but they haven't made any new movies.
They made one in 2018,
That's fine.
didn't
I'm
they?
pretty sure there's a new
No,
one.
there's a 2018 one.
Yeah.
We should
Because
make
I think that's the one I was talking about when we started talking about doing this.
I'm pretty sure there's a 2018 one, and I think it's worse than the space one. Like by far.
We're watching that shit tonight.
So
I'm down with that shit.
one of the things I really liked
I
about
like Critters. They're funny.
one of the things I really liked about this movie is that so after the ship kind of docks with like the space station, they find out that the space station is kind of unexpectedly abandoned, and it's kind of creepy. And there's like a mystery around what happened to the crew of the space station. And once they get on the space station, I feel like the movie started to gel for me. But before that, it was just kind of like, like they're just out in outer space or like whatever. But I guess I'm a sucker for those like abandoned space derelict platforms or like whatever.
You do love that trope
Yeah.
of
I do.
like
He does.
stumbling upon the wreckage
Yeah.
and then like, ooh, what is the mystery here?
Before you got here, he was all about the Farscape episode. Same thing.
Yeah,
Hey,
Critters Attack from 2019 was the movie that I
I
wanted.
knew it was like
to
20.
watch.
Yeah, it's 2018.
I'm down with that shit. Hey, is Farscape, does it hold up?
No.
Look, I was young when I saw it.
Yeah,
so
this is what I said the last segment. I loved it when I was young.
Is that what
And
it is?
I watched it the last couple of days because he said we were going to be reviewing it,
yeah,
and I had a hard time getting through the first 2 episodes.
it's bad.
It's okay.
It's very campy and very cheesy. And like, if do you like watching YouTube videos where little kids scream about Minecraft?
No.
Okay, so you're not gonna like Farscape.
No.
So there's a lot
My
of like
son loves that
zany
shit.
screaming, and it's very very difficult.
Really? I don't remember it like that.
It's hard to watch.
I don't remember it like that.
You know,
Ben Rudder's hot though.
you know what was one of the weird parts about watching this movie for me is that
One of?
one of Eric DeRay is in this movie, and he played Leo from Twin Peaks, and he's like the guy with the big long ponytail that is trying to rob all the drugs while he gets eaten by the critters.
I wish that hairstyle would come back
Oh.
because the greasy,
The greasy
curly
long
ponytail. Yes.
You mean all the candy?
Yeah, all the
That was
candy.
clearly candy.
just dumping it into a bag?
This one right here. This is my. I'm trying to rock that style. It's not working out though.
You're not greasy enough.
I'm trying,
need
but
more
I
grease.
can get more grease. I'll get there.
Yeah, but you're not quite on Eric DeRay's
I
level.
have some cooking oil in the kitchen.
Let's
We
try
can
that.
Throw that
Yeah,
in there.
But the entire time I'm watching this movie, I'm just like, oh, that's the guy from Twin Peaks, and I didn't like him in Twin Peaks either. Like, he's just a weird looking dude, in my opinion.
He looked like the drug dealing bad guy in every 90s movie.
Yeah, he's
Well, he was
Yeah.
the drug
Right.
dealer in Twin Peaks.
There
Yeah,
you go.
he's- yeah,
and he's getting drugs.
he's always like your older brother's drug connection.
right.
Like, every single time. Yeah.
And he probably knows karate.
No, he definitely knows karate, and he just got his black belt.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
Yeah, he's at a spin kick for this in a fucking show you. Yeah. Yeah.
And he has like he doesn't have a full mustache, but it's like the kind that's like it's just coming in, and he's like always brushing it out a little bit. That guy.
The dirt stash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dirt stash.
Dirt
All right,
stash.
before we get deeper into this movie, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and wrap up our thoughts about Critters 4. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back. And just real quick, we want to remind you that if you like our show and you want to support us, head over to saltynerdclub.com where you can sign up for our Patreon members area. You get 4 exclusive episodes every month, as well as access to a ton of our back catalog where we talk about classic sci-fi series. You just heard us kind of talk about Stargate, which is what we're covering this month, but we've also covered Doctor Who, the original Star Trek, Stargate Atlantis, and a bunch of other like really fun TV shows, and we have a lot of fun over there. So if you want some exclusive, uncensored, ad-free episodes, head on over there. It's just $5 a month, and you get a ton of great stuff. saltynerdclub.com. Okay, now let's get back to Critters 4. So I want to go around the table here and kind of get your guys' favorite scene from this movie. Brian, why don't we start with you?
The little baby critters,
They were adorable.
adorable,
Adorable.
and Angela Bassett taking a shower.
I liked how one of the critters got like went bald because he got his head shaved by a laser.
Well, in the first one, Dee Wallace shoots one of them and takes off the top of his hair too. So it's like I felt like it was a callback.
It's a trope.
Yeah, so basically, baby critters and Angela Bassett.
All right, Tom, what was your favorite scene in this movie?
There's no favorite scene in this movie. Not. I mean, other than Angela Bassett was looking good in the shower.
That's right. Fantastic.
The probably my favorite scene is when the captain tries to molest Angela Bassett and she's super down with it, and then embarrasses him in front of the whole crew, and then he loses his goddamn mind, and he's like, "I'm busting this pod open. I know they told me don't do it. Fuck it." And you're just like the whole, and then he hangs the kid by a hook, and you're just like, what the hell is happening in this
why is
scene?
everyone allowing this to happen?
because he's the
clear-
only one that can communicate with the ship.
He can communicate with the ship, can't he?
No, remember that he was the only one,
Oh,
one that
that's
could
right.
give him commands.
That's because the reverse thing. That
Look.
was so fucking stupid. Why don't you give him a password?
All I'm saying is the movie is probably not a great Critters movie, but the scene where the captain's just absolutely losing his mind and then dies by Critter in the mouth, and you're just like,
Yeah.
what is happening in this entire scene? Like this is the written direction. Like he got embarrassed from trying to bang the one chick in space.
Right, to rape her, actually.
Yeah, to rape the. Well, no, she seemed. I thought for half a
She
second.
was tricking
For
him.
half a second, I was like, wow. And I was like, well, she's a good actress.
Well, it's
Because
almost like she's
I really
gonna-
believe that shit for a
It's
second.
like, oh, yeah, I knew you're just like, staring at me and,
Yeah.
spying on me. Come on in. Like,
oh, she was the one showering with like the silhouette thing going on.
Yeah, and everyone's just kind of like sitting outside
It was a
watching
show.
her shower.
Oh, it was a show. It was good. It was fine.
that's true.
It was fine. But yeah, the whole scene where the captain's just absolutely losing his mind, hangs the kid from the hook.
So
So it's
if
like, what is this shit?
It wasn't a good Critters movie. It wasn't a good Star Wars movie.
It's better than
question.
the sequels, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
I think it was still better than 7, 8, or 9. Yeah.
That's very possible, yeah. But yeah, the movie it's not a good Critters movie.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, like you said, it's hardly any.
There's no critters.
Yeah, but my favorite scene is why are they? Who is this insane captain, and why are they following him through space? Like, who is this guy?
He's also a little Euro trash, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he?
I feel like he had an accent, right?
We can make much more at the next colony.
like they might have as well cast Tommy Wiseau in that role.
Oh my god, it would have made more sense.
when he said they can make like so much more, 10 times that at the colony, I'm like who gives up like that much money from the government
Space
for
bucks.
maybe some more money in the hood?
$1 million space bucks.
Space bucks.
So weird to me.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen what's his name? We from Highlander, Christopher Lambert.
Oh my god!
If I could have had Christopher Lambert as the captain, I think this movie might have been good.
Which version of Christopher Lambert? The cross-eyed version or the badass Highlander?
He's always cross-eyed because he can't see, apparently.
Yeah, he's
can't
totally
see?
blind.
Yeah, he's blind, apparently.
I'm sorry,
That's why.
what?
That's
Yeah.
why he's cross-eyed
Wait,
and everything.
wait, what the? He can't see?
So like he has.
Did you not see our review of this?
No.
No. He's got this issue with his eyes where like he has to wear corrective glasses in order to see, and he can't wear contacts. And so like every time you see him without his glasses on, he's literally blind. Like he can't see like two inches in front
This
of him.
guy was sword fighting, blind?
Yeah, that's how he lost like some of his fingers.
I have nothing but respect. I have so much respect for this man all of a sudden.
For Christopher Lambert.
Now I want to go back
Put
and watch
some
some. Yeah, I
respect
do.
on that name.
He is sword fighting without the vision, being able to see.
Yeah, that's why him and Michael Ironside and Clancy Brown all got injured during their sword fight.
I can't believe that's real. Who is insuring these people?
I don't think they had insurance for those movies. No.
That's a good point. But yeah, so that's my
right.
that's my favorite scene.
All right, Jude, what was your,
Your favorite scene is when Christopher Lambert plays that part instead.
Yeah, it's what it should have been. Look, I can recast Christopher Lambert in most of these movies that we watch, and we'd all like it more.
Okay.
Because Christopher Lambert sucks.
I'm on board.
He sucks so bad. And for some reason we like him. I think it's because of Highlander is the only reason, and he's not good.
And Mortal Kombat.
Well, remember we
No.
remember we saw
Never
his ball
say that.
sack in Fortress.
Yeah, I'll never
Yes, we
never
did.
forget that you saw his ball sack in Fortress and then talked about it incessantly. And then we all had to see his ball
Matthew
sack.
Kadish is obsessed with Christopher Lambert's ball sack.
Yeah. No one else noticed.
Lamb ball sack.
Lamb ball sack.
And Balzac.
Yeah.
You didn't like Mortal Kombat?
No.
You didn't like the techno theme music?
Well, the song lives till today as one of the greatest songs.
One of the greatest movie songs
It's
of
up
all
there
time.
with the Ghostbusters theme for greatest movie soundtrack.
Greatest
but-
soundtrack of all time.
Yeah, no, actually, it was a great soundtrack,
Yeah.
but that movie is dog shit.
I literally never got to the movie, but I owned.
You never saw the movie.
I saw half of it, but I never got through it. It was so cheesy.
It's bad, yeah.
But I own 3 versions of the soundtrack. The soundtrack when I was growing up was like the best thing ever.
It was.
Yeah.
That and the Crow soundtrack.
And there was like a rap version of it where it was like
Oh, yeah.
techno with rap.
Oh, yeah. The Mortal Kombat song was crazy.
Dun, dun, dun,
Oh, yeah.
dun, dun. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
Yeah, test your might. Jude, what was your favorite? What was your favorite scene in Critters 4?
I had fun with this. I personally am a fan of Critters movies. I would like to see the next one because Dee Wallace comes back for it. I would have liked to have seen more Critters. All of the characters were absurd. Angela Bassett was way too good for this. But I did like that the guy that plays Charlie got to be like the lead in one of these because he's in all of them. So this is the first time he got to be like top billed for it.
I think his brother is like the producer and writer on these movies.
That makes
too.
sense.
Yeah.
And I thought it was, I know it was just totally played for laughs, but it worked on me when they find him and he's like, fuck, I'm in space, aren't I? I liked it.
I think that probably my favorite scene, and it was probably just because it was so stupid, was when Charlie gets the 6-shooter revolver and proceeds to basically destroy the ship, trying to kill the critters with the gun. It was such a Charlie moment because everyone's like, dude, you just destroyed our ship. And he's like, yeah, but I killed the critter.
Yeah. Oh, and I love how like, they're like, no one's ever seen a weapon like this before because it's ancient technology.
50 years ago.
Yeah, it's
50 years ago.
There's people still alive that owns that gun.
Right.
Yeah.
But I did think that it was funny that, like it really felt like this should have been 500 years in the future.
Yeah.
Instead of just 50.
Yes.
That's why at the beginning I said that, because I felt like it should have been 500 years.
Yeah.
When I read that, I was like, wait, when was this movie made? Like, it doesn't mean 50 years is not long enough.
It wasn't long enough. No.
It should have been, that was one of my complaints where it was like, it should have been 500 years. So when I thought you said that, I was like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was 500 years. It should, ancient technology, 50 years. My car is 25 years old.
Right.
How does that make
Charlie's mom might still be alive on Earth.
Right.
Yeah.
No, she is alive. She's a
Really good chance.
Yeah. She might be working at Walmart.
Yeah.
Well, remember that the people on the salvage ship had never been to Earth because it was like,
Because it's so gross.
yeah, it's so gross. And
How did they get to space? It's been 50 years.
Right.
Everyone lives on space stations now.
Like
What do you mean everyone?
I don't know.
Are they all first generation spacers? Were their parents for
The
Earth?
captain was at least 40 years old, right?
It's like, yeah, so how
At
in the
least
world?
40.
So he must have been born to parents of Earth.
He's a
that
millennial. He's a millennial.
That went to a space station, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
well, I think Moonfall is officially the prequel to Critters 4.
It must be.
Damn. That makes so much sense now.
It really does.
So let me ask you guys this. How do you rate Critters 4 within the context of all the other Critters movies? Where does it fall for you, Brian?
Oh, it's my least favorite. I've only seen 1, 2, and now 4. I never saw 3.
Gotcha. What about you, Tom?
Yeah, it's a bad Critters movie. It's a low budget, shitty sci-fi movie. You could have inserted any aliens in it. It wouldn't. They weren't critters. They weren't cussing at each other and like campy and silly.
They weren't critters.
They didn't shoot one dart, if I'm correct.
Yeah, right.
This is the only Critters movie where they don't shoot any poison darts.
Right, no darts. Right, so I mean, I don't think it was a Critters movie other than it had Charlie and Ugg in it.
Yeah.
It was like a shitty aliens.
Yeah,
movie.
so it's probably. I mean, for a bad sci-fi quote horror movie, it's not the worst I've ever seen. That would be Leprechaun 4. But as far as Critters movies, yeah, probably the least important, least watchable Critters movie.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny is Critters 3. So basically, the critters go into the big city, kind of like how Jason goes to Manhattan.
And they make like a giant monster critter.
Yeah.
Because they like Mighty Morphin up together.
Yeah, big critter ball. And
awesome.
and you can always tell like when a franchise kind of like jumps the shark is when they go to space.
Right.
You know?
Fast and the Furious did it recently.
Yeah. And
That was awesome.
Did they?
Yeah, last movie they went to
I've
space.
never seen a single one.
It's so good.
Oh,
Look,
God.
here's the deal. I love all the Fast and Furious movies, but they're not good. I love them because of how ridiculous and they break all the laws of physics.
I used the wrong word. I should have said awesome. It's so awesome.
That's awesome.
So it's funny because like right before the last movie came out, I had a podcast with Shane where I was like, listen, I know for a fact, right? They're going to space. They're going to space. And Shane's like, that's not possible. There's no way they do that.
Doesn't matter.
Fucking a week later, they were in space. I'm predicting this next movie, they're time traveling.
I mean, all you got to do is 88 miles an hour, right?
In Fast and Furious 10, you heard it here first. They're going to time travel.
Well, I think they're following the mold of the Sharknado movies because Sharknado went to space and then Sharknado started doing time travel too.
Right.
And then also an adjacent to time travel, they're going to have to start doing like robot women.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to probably cross franchise with Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be Dom with a velociraptor in like an old like Model A. He's like, it's all about family. And he's like drag racing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
guaranteed.
there's like an evil scientist that's been experimenting on like part human, part dinosaur.
Charlize Theron. That's her. Yeah.
You two are out of your goddamn minds.
You know you'd watch that.
I've never seen a single one of those movies.
You've never seen Fast and the Furious?
Not a single one.
Oh, you're depriving yourself. You're watching Critters 4 and you haven't seen Fast and
Really?
Furious? What the fuck?
We should have a Fast and Furious movie night.
Nope.
Absolutely. You would love it. Oh, we do a drinking game. Every time Dom says family, one of you guys will die that night.
Yeah.
One of you will die.
I live my life 1/4 mile at a time.
Because I love my family.
It's all about family.
All about
His name,
family.
he named himself Vin Diesel.
Yeah, it's not his real name. When I learned that he gave himself a name, like, so at one point you were growing up, you're like, you know what? I wanna make my name a 90s porn star. That's gonna be my name for the
Well, I
rest of
think
my
he
life.
was working clubs at that time, and he wanted like a cool bouncer name.
Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Well, Vin is short for Vincent.
Yeah.
It sounds.
It doesn't matter
It
what
doesn't-
it's
it
short
sounds
for.
stupid, man. It sounds so dumb. You know what's funny? He did a movie where it's actually really good. It was called Man on. Yeah, damn it.
Fire?
Not Man on Fire. No. There was a movie where he played like a regular, down to earth, like ex-cop, and he was really great.
I doubt that.
Yes, no, I'm serious. You would actually like it. It's a
What was
really
it?
good movie.
Knock Around Guys. Knock Around Guys was good, but he's only in it like 20 minutes. Like he's barely in that.
He was in Saving Private Ryan
He's good in Saving Private Ryan. Yeah,
for like the 2 seconds.
but he
was
is
on
good
there.
in it. Like he's a believable actor in that movie. He's not Vin Diesel. He's like an actor, and he's like, "Don't let there be blood on it." And you're like, all right, man. It's a sad movie.
I fucking love Pitch Black.
Pitch Black. What?
Oh, Pitch Black. I got it straight
Pitch
up.
Black was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So for A Man Apart.
Ah, okay.
I
A Man
think I
Apart.
saw
That is a very good movie.
I did watch The Last Witch Hunter, and that was not good.
No, that's not.
Oh, I was curious.
A Man Apart
Damn
is
it.
so like not like Vin Diesel. It's like someone was like, "Oh, you know what? You can win an Emmy. Try this thing." No, he's not winning an Emmy, but he really tried to like do it.
Win an
It's
Emmy.
good. It's good.
Yeah. What
Good
about
movie.
Bloodshot?
No, good movie.
Oh
God,
God!
it's terrible.
Oh boy!
Although Pitch Black made me question my sexuality at some points. There was moments where
fair.
that guy was like,
It's a
just-
sliding scale.
murdering everything. I was like, you know what? I might be gay.
a buddy of mine watched that movie like 30 fucking times, like the first one. Like
I've
he
seen that.
went to the theater
Yeah.
over and over, and I'm like,
I've seen like 4 times.
then he got married, and I'm like, nice beard, bro.
Ah, that's what it is.
I know who you are.
Yeah.
I know who you are.
I
you-
see you.
I think he give up like a huge franchise to do Chronicles of Riddick or something like that.
I doubt it.
Well, he owns the rights to Riddick, right?
He does.
I think he is Riddick.
So he agreed to do the Triple X franchise in
Oh,
exchange
that's
for the
it.
rights to get Riddick back.
That movie sucks too.
I
Yeah.
like Triple X.
Speaking of family, so like in Critters 4,
Oh, that's right. We're talking about Critters
main-
4.
the main
Way to
character-
reel us
Yeah,
back
way
in,
to bring
yeah.
us back,
Yeah,
man.
the main character of Ethan has a weird relationship with Albert, where Albert's kind of like trying to be the father figure. And Ethan's whole motivation is he wants to save up enough money to get back to Earth so he can meet up with his real father. And at the end of the movie, Albert's trying to like convince Ethan not to go off into the station to hunt the critters. And Ethan's like, "You're not my dad, man." And he like storms off. And then the next time he sees Albert, Albert is killed by Ugg for being a jerk, I guess, or talking back, smack talk. And,
Well, he's
and-
just making an example of him, which is how they
Yeah.
did him dirty.
and this is how Ethan becomes Batman, essentially, right?
Mhm. And a juggler.
Wait, Batman?
What?
What the hell just happened?
He becomes Space Batman after the movie ends.
Is that real?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, what? Did I miss an end credit scene or what?
Like Critters 5 is crazy.
Holy shit, they're part of the DC universe now? Snyder's directing the next Critters movie? Oh my god.
Honestly, I would not bat an eye at that. The DC movies are a mess.
They are a mess.
Yeah,
It's-
but
Snyder is good.
basically Ethan loses his father figure, and then he fights back against Ugg and defeats the evil bounty hunter / galactic leader by juggling, I believe it was critters' eggs,
Yeah,
right?
it was
Yeah.
crate eggs,
Crite eggs. So
which are a delicacy.
yeah, apparently. But didn't they end up?
Crate eggs.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Didn't they end up wiping out the crites anyway?
Yeah, the space station blows up because
Yeah.
the nuclear reactor hit red.
So are there no more critters then? If
Well,
the-
well, this-
apparently not.
this-
those are
the
the last
future.
two
It's
eggs
the
on
death of a
Earth.
species. There's no more intergalactic species saviors
So
either.
they said those are the last two eggs on Earth,
Mhm.
and they're dead. So that's the end of Critters movie.
Yeah, but the critters, the crites aren't from Earth. I would imagine that there are critters elsewhere.
The space government specifically said that those were the last two crite eggs in the entire galaxy, and that's why they
Right.
couldn't destroy them.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this one's not canon. We didn't go ahead and say
they
that.
made another one 3 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. This movie, they can't incorporate this one. This one's like, I mean, no one saw it, right?
Yeah. Dee Wallace walked into her farmhouse and opened up the freezer and was like, "Oh shit, there's a crate egg in here."
That seems to be the trope in every single one of them, though.
yeah.
Right?
The worst part of this movie
some eggs.
is like at the end. So like Ethan, Charlie, and Angela Bassett are able to escape, and they're in a ship, and they've just gone through this very traumatic experience, and they're like, okay, we're gonna go get some rest. Charlie, don't touch anything. And the minute that they're gone, Charlie hits a button and sends their ship spinning off into like some weird trajectory that you just know is going to land on like some planet that's going to be full of critters or something like that in the future. But we never find out because that was the end of the movie.
He just hit the big red button.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because they were like, "So Angela, you want to come back from the movie?" She's like, "No." Oh my
She's like,
God.
I'm about to be Tina Turner.
I
Fuck
thought
you.
I was doing porn, and you put me in this. No.
She's the queen of Wakanda. How dare you?
Wakanda forever.
Shut up.
All right, we should wrap this up.
I hated that
and
movie
then
so
rate
much.
it.
Did you hate that? Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. Let's do final thoughts and give it a rating. So Brian, what are your final thoughts on Critters 4, and how would you rate it out of 5 stars?
Wonderful film. I would say 2 thumbs up. No, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was a pretty good Star Wars movie, but not a good Critters movie. There wasn't enough critters.
So out of 5, how many Star Wars points do you give it?
I give it 2 lightsabers.
Okay.
2 lightsabers out of 5. That's not bad. All right, Tom, final thoughts, and what would you rate this movie?
2 critters out of 5 critters, because there was only 2 critters in the movie. It's a bad critters movie. It's not a critters movie. It's got critters in it. It's got throwbacks and callbacks, and it's like it wants me to believe. But Angela Bassett is half naked in this movie,
and she's half naked.
It's very believable. Her nudity is very believable.
That gains a star, at least one. So you have to do 1 star.
I gave it 2 crites out
two-
of 5.
So 2 crites.
I think 2 is fine.
Angela literally bought them a crate.
2 cheeks.
Yeah, her 2 cheeks bought 1 crate.
2 cheeks and a side
Yeah,
boob. So
there
we're
you
going 2.5 now.
And what's his name? Dourif.
Brad Dourif. Yeah.
Brad Dourif was good too.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. It's just not good. If you want to watch a Critters movie, watch Critters 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Those are very enjoyable movies. This is just not.
They are good movies.
This is just not.
Yeah.
All right, so Jude, how would you rate this, and what are your final thoughts?
I had fun with it. It is in the Critters universe. It is my favorite movie that we watched this week. That's not saying a lot though. So I'm gonna give it 2.5 Uggs out of 5 Uggs.
I like how the best movie out of the week is 2.5.
Yeah. It's gonna be a rough day today talking about the other ones.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. I was surprised at how much I did enjoy this movie because I was expecting to just like hate it and suffer through it. But like, I actually found it kind of like entertaining at certain points. So I'm going to give it a solid 2 critters out of 5. I think that that's a fair rating for this movie. And I just like movies in space. I guess I'm just a sucker for those.
So do I.
All right, guys. So that was our review of Critters 4, I should say. Let us know what you think of this movie in the comments. And Brian, where can people find you on the socials?
YouTube.com/thepopcast, Twitter.com/popcast guys, and of course, OnlyFans/Klingon Warrior.
Yes, he's got multiple peens on his OnlyFans.
Double peen.
Yeah, double
You gotta
peen.
pay for it though.
Yeah.
You gotta pay. That's extra.
Yeah. Tom, where can people find you on the socials?
Just a follow up on that. I found out what a Klingon penis is supposed to look like today. So thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Something I've been wondering my whole life.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah, if you really want to find me, just check me out on Instagram, Big T2681. I'm not too active on there. I'm much more active with you guys than I am on my own social media.
All right. And Jude, where can people find out more about you?
You can find me at I am Jude Juju on Instagram and on TikTok.
And you can find me at Matthew Kadish, Kadish on Twitter, and now on Truth Social if you guys are over there. And check us out at saltynerddiscord.com. Join our Discord community. It's free, and we have a very active conversation going on over there all the time. It's a lot of fun. We welcome new people to the
And
community.
we do live watches and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. So if you're on Discord, head on over there and check us out. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and stay tuned this week because we've got other great horror sequels that we're going to be breaking down, including Leprechaun 4 and Jason X or Jason 10, or like however you pronounce it.
Jason in space.
Jason in space. All right, guys, thank you so much. And as always, stay salty, my friends.
Stay salty.